All right, hello everybody. Pat here from around the shop. We've got a fun little project we've been working on here lately. This is, if you remember on the video on the Super A1, it had one of these Goodyear, they call them a zigzag tread, and the end one right there is the one that was on the Super A1. But what I was, I guess for several years, I've really been wanting to get a mower put together to work around the pond, and I used the 53 Super A, the non-industrial one. There's a video of it. I'll throw a little bit of I'll put a link in the description there, but you can kind of check that thing out. But here is a shot of kind of what I've been dreaming about doing for a long time. Now I still need to get some bolts. I went to my local bolt supplier and they only had 4 of the bolts that I needed for each of those wheels. And I guess while I'm on this side, I'll explain a little bit. So this one has a thin inner and a thick outer. You know, if you're familiar with the offsets, the not Cubs, but the A's, Super A's, 100s, 130s, you'll know that one has a real thick, heavy cast center, and it goes on the wide side of the tractor, and then the skinny side gets a little 1/4 inch stamped steel center, and that, I guess, helps to balance it out. But now on the other side, they're both thick centers, so we've got 2 thick ones side by side, and it gives us pretty decently even gap there. It may be a half inch or just so different, but you can see the orientation we have is this one is run one position from the narrowest, and then this one is run on the widest, so that gives us room to still get in here and wash it down and access bolts and things like that, yet still give enough that they don't kiss at the bottom. We probably got a, I don't know, roughly 2-inch gap or so. But again, this is the old 53 industrial, and I've been again trying to get enough tires put together to do that fun little project. And right now I'm working on getting some sheet metal all ready to go. I've got a grill and a hood that I bought in years past that I've got them sandblasted and ready to go. I just kind of need to do some hammer work on them, and I'm not the best body guy. So anyway, this is the mower right here, and if you look around here, it kind of looks like we've got a little Farmall Super A chop shop going on. But anyway, we're just moving parts around. I kind of mentioned in that Super A1 video where we're moving a bunch of stuff around, and that's what we've been doing. So trying to get some stuff, everything like a Firestone tire was on, which one? This one right here. And the other one was on the 130, and so it was kind of sitting on a shelf in inventory. And so I got both of them over on the Super A that's in the mowing around the pond video. So it now has Firestone rubber all the way around on it, and it looks pretty good now. So, but at any rate, back to this guy. This is an AI 23 mower, and Massey calls this a Dynabounce, I think, but I think that's probably a trademark name versus what it, you know, the function of it, adjustable wrench versus crescent wrench. But this is, according to International, they call this a balanced head. And you'll notice how short the pitman stick is in this thing. And I may next week try to bring the 53 with the conventional style 22 mower on it, and you'll kind of see the differences. But at any rate, this one is powered up and down, or powered up in the head as well as the bar. So it does a lot of movement, and it can be run in all those positions. So that is super exciting. If you ever run one with a unbalanced, then you'll notice that it chatters really bad if it's not sitting perfectly flat, because that stick is in quite a bind. It's kind of pushing up and down on the knife versus sliding it back and forth. So that one's always in the perfect angle, because it pivots right in the same drive line plane as the eccentric and all that stuff. So pretty cool setup. And but it needs some work. There's some mismatched springs going on, and boy, that's a whole pile of crazy going on there. It looks like a set of tire chains cross-linked. When this broke, they just kind of wrapped it all around that mess. So I guess they got the job done, but we've got a little bit of work to do. And I don't think this is homemade right here. I think the original is supposed to have a hook right here that then stored right here and goes down to somewhere here, possibly right there. So we're going to try to get some more of that sorted out. I found a picture of a IH drawing in a manual there, and of a yellow 140, and it appeared to have, again, something going from right up in here down to storing in that hole. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, we're going to try to get this thing gone over good. I fired it up, and it lifts and moves, and the cutter bar works. We're going to go through and change all the oil. It looks like that has a gearbox of some kind in it because there's a breather vent down there. And the gearbox on the back here, it has a little belt-driven gearbox that then feeds the drive shaft. So we're going to change all that fluid out. We got everything on. Now, I've got another one of these mowers, and it's sitting outside, and it has a different drive pulley on it. It has a big nut on it and a clutch. Not a clutch, yeah, a clutch on it. So this is the one that came with this one, so I'm going to run it with it because the belt fit and everything, but I don't know, we may revisit that. And I need to find a belt guard for it too, so that's kind of on the list of things to find. Now, while I'm talking about the differences in these two, I'm not sure if you can see, this rear piece right here is straight. Let me get over here because this camera kind of does some funny angles sometimes, and that one is angled back. So I didn't think much of that until I was looking at the other mower and thought, well, between the two of them, I'll move enough parts around to get the broken pieces off, because there's a couple things like right here. There's a weld, and a lot of the stuff on the back of that one's welded. And it all seemed sound, but again, I thought, well, if I can move some pieces around and get it unwelded, that'd be better. But they are very, very different pieces. This whole section right here is cast different and shorter. The pitman stick is probably that much shorter than the other one. Oh, I'm sorry, this one's longer than the other one. And these angled pieces are backwards. So this one right here is on the back, but it's turned this way, and that one is straight. So it moves this whole assembly forward. And then on our pickup cable guide right here, it has a big standoff to allow for that, and it broke, and it's been welded back. So I really kind of like the look of this straight one. It kind of puts it in less strain, but I really think the other one is a newer design because it had that same setup on that 140 picture that I found. So I don't know, this may be an earlier one, but the bottom line, and the reason I went with this, even though it's wrecked a little bit more, it's got a lot more weld on it than the other one is. This one has a 6-foot bar on it, and the other one has a 5. And again, I could change that out, and I may someday. But I guess it was easy to just slide down there and see if it's going to work, and kind of go from there. Again, try not to pour a ton of time in getting something put together, mow around the pond with, but I would like to, have as sound as I could get it. So again, I guess just kind of wanted to show you that, as I'd mentioned in several videos. I mentioned in a video there, I don't know, probably a year or so ago, unloading a farm mile, I think it was a 39 mile, just plain A, talking about these wheel centers and wanting to get enough of them gathered up to put duals on one. And I just really trying to figure out which one to do it to, and then it all just started making sense to put it on this industrial one, because I've got a picture of an orange Cub, and it had duals on it and a highway mower, and it was a lowboy Cub. And man, you want to talk about sharp. That thing looked amazing. And that's kind of what I'd like to do with this one, because I found evidence of orange paint on it in places, and I really like to, I like different ones anyway, and that one had some orange on it, so I thought that might be a really neat one to put back orange and have it dualed and with a highway mower, and then it'll be it also won't be something I'll be tearing up by using it, because I use it every couple of weeks, and it won't be like something engaging the ground or throwing stuff all over. It'll just be riding around the pond clipping what's hanging off. So, touch up the bar a little bit and be good to go. But she started right up for us there. We went through and cleaned through the fuel system. I bought this tractor, I'm pretty sure in 2014, and it had a highway mower on, the one outside. And again, the other thing too is this I'm not sure I mentioned it in this video yet, but it has restrictors in this touch control unit that slows it down so this thing works really slow. And I never realized they did that to them. So I ran into a little bit of an issue because when I bought this tractor, I pulled the mower off of it, and I bought a set of cultivators and stuff at the same time, and I put them on that tractor because we were in potato business pretty hot and heavy, and my Super A that my daughter's restoring right now was down, and I just found this tractor, and it was ready to go, so I just bought it and started using it. Well, it worked really slow with the cultivators. There's a video in there of this tractor cultivating from many years ago. It's on the YouTube channel, but it's on there, and you can hear that thing groaning when it's trying to go up and down running the cultivators. It's not quick, but at any rate, so I think it's going to just, again, be the perfect one to put together for this, and just kind of real excited about it, and be a handy machine to have around, and I think it'll be something different too. So I don't think there'll be a lot of them around, and I know I've never seen one in person. So there's another quick little shot of it for you, and I'm going to set you up over here for a minute though and let you watch it go up and down, and we'll turn the mower on. So I'll be right back. All right, so there you have it. I hope you got to check out the amazingness of that thing being able to operate in all those different positions and being able to fold it up. And anyway, just super excited about this thing, and I can give you a little bit of foot throttle action there. So, but anyway, stay tuned. We'll get this thing kind of wrapped up and come back and visit us, and we'll do some fun with it come spring. Thanks again.